Melissa, is it possible to maintain that sense of ease even when, quite literally, you are being ambushed by objections from an adversary before you stood up to start your opening or to start your closing? The courtroom is being like the Roman Colosseum of
Yeah.
sorts, that you don't know what's going to happen next, and a lot of stuff comes at you, fast and furious in a pillage and plunder like environment. A lot of lawyers might ask the question, is it possible to maintain that ease and to train the body not to stiffen up right away when, something unexpected comes up that derails you from what you were previously doing?
That's a great question. I love that question. No, it's a great question. Actually, when you really become familiar with this practice, the way I knew that it really worked was that in my daily life, when I didn't have a stressor, I didn't notice it as much. But as soon as you have a stressor, if your body has paused and undone and lengthened and widened, and it likes that, you don't even necessarily, when I speak to a large group of people, that's not I'm not an actor. And when I tried cases, it's like 12 people, right? That's new for me. And you've been in one of my classes where it was quite large. That's a bit of a stimulus for me. And what's so amazing, my voice becomes more resonant. It's like when you begin to work this way, you will find that under stress, it will begin to happen automatically. And I don't think it takes all that much. But here's, just so that you understand a little bit about this work in terms of stimulus. I always say, I was a type A personality, quite perfectionistic, quite reactive. I still am, but just much better. When the subway used to come in New York City, so subways coming in, as I watched it, if I wasn't through the turnstile, this is in the old days where we had, but now we have MetroCards, but say MetroCard, I could never find my MetroCard because my shoulders would go up to here and I'd be like this. And what did I learn? That in that moment, you take the breath and you pause and you allow. And I never miss the subway anymore. It's just a totally different self. I think when you learn this technique, it is so much a better way for the mind and body to go through living that it just starts to happen. So I would say, would it happen after the first week? Probably not. But when there's a stimulus, we take a beat, and I will teach that to you. There's that moment of pause. And what's so lovely about it is you get to make a choice. You can go off, and sometimes that's totally appropriate. It could even be with an adversary, right, in court, but the idea that you don't need to react, but that maybe you could just respond in a different way, you start getting those tools. So whether it's because you free your jaw, you find your feet, you take a breath, you take that pause. And what a lovely thing to have more agency when things go crazy in the courtroom. And this is the same in life, It's so funny because now that you're talking, I've worked with actors for so long, I kind of forget. Like, actors are scripted. Any stuff can go down when you're in court. But what I did find as a young person, I was really up here. And I worked so hard, I did really, really well. But I would be very reactive in terms of when things. And as I learned the work, I was still trying cases, not criminal defense, so less stress than that, but still trying cases always. I really began to have so many more options, and my focus changed. It's not that I didn't focus before or hear but I got to the place where just taking the beat is so important, and you can do that.